Good morning, America! Here we are again, live. This is it.
How are you all?
We're down our producer. We had a really big weekend, didn't we? Non-stop.
Just slightly.
And Harry took the weekend one day further than us. I thought that was him now, but it's not. So there you go. That's what we're doing.
One day.
Today, what we definitely want to do is get some more, any of you want to come on board. Here's Chris Topher, he's here. That's good to see you, buddy. Thanks for your order.
Here.
Thomas is here. And we're going to talk a little bit about ROs again, right? There's one more thing that we haven't talked about before. Johnny got a customer service call on that. We might talk a little bit about carbon fiber water-fed poles, like the construction of them, because I think there's some interesting stuff going on around that. And we'll answer any questions. How's the academy coming on? Yeah, that's up. Well, Harrison, that's up to Harrison. So we have another project that we're working on, which is we're bumped up above the academy. In fact, we've got two projects that we're bumped up above the academy, but it is coming along. The academy is going to be a paid environment where basically we've got a principal to the school, and then we're going to spend more money on we're going to reinvest the money. So that if you pay to belong, then we're actually going to go out and get all the videos animated that we need to give everybody the training that they want, and all the high-level training. So that when you go to scale your business and add extra people on, then the perfect training is available for you to get a guy up and running. So that's what the academy is about. And then sitting behind the academy will be Reach It Prototype, which is what I'm passionate about. And Prototype is about being able to get your ideas as a window cleaner into a reality position, like with rapid prototyping and getting samples of them out there to everybody so that we can all test them and work them together as a group and then ultimately turn them into a commercial product. There you go. So that's Reach It Academy explained.
TJ Gilbert's here.
Yes, there is two of. How could there be two of me? There's not two of me. There's one of him.
And one of them.
Yeah.
Makes two of us.
That makes two of us. Yeah. Dwayne is here. Do we know Dwayne?
No, first
I don't
time
think I've seen Dwayne before. Welcome to the show. So we talk a little bit of philosophy, a little bit of politics,
a little bit of garbage,
a little bit of garbage. I could do it, a little bit of garbage from time to time.
A little bit of sport.
Bit of sport.
Those bloody French.
What do the French do?
It's been revealed that the French referees, this is for you that didn't.
For the All Blacks versus the Lions?
The All Blacks versus the Lions.
Because he pulled up a try, right?
There was a controversy penalty reversed, and he pulled up a try that we would have run in and got and won the game. And he called a penalty, and
he's allowed to call a penalty, but he's meant to give advantage. In this game, it's a running game, so you want to let the team that has the ball run, see how far they can do it. If they hold the penalty, the referee holds the penalty and says, okay, go for it, boys, and everybody, then the game goes crazy because they've got this one chance.
Then a few seconds later, he will blow the whistle, but he just blew the whistle and gave no advantage. And then he'd made a ruling, and then he had the linesman guys in his ear and his assistant guy, and it turns out that the dirty rotten French spoke to each other in French, and there is something in the conversation that came for the call to be reversed. That's why Karen Reid was going, this is nuts, this is crazy, ref, what are you doing, this, and this.
Right.
It should never have been allowed.
Wow.
So the last 3 points that the English got should never have been allowed.
There you go, that's a bit of rugby union for you. Rugby union is a really, really brutal sport.
We do a bit of drinking, don't we, Joseph?
We do a little bit of drinking on the show at 9 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Anthony's here, Larry Crook's here, Chisholm Proctors is here.
Everybody's here.
Man, we've got a good crew today. We disappeared for 3 days because we were on a party binge, and it kind of goes like that. We got home at 4 in the morning. A couple of times.
3 in the morning.
So we had a company party, then KTV, which we filmed, I think.
Yes,
a little bit of it.
He's filmed the footage of that around.
And then the next day we had some other party, and then Zero, who's our what we call getting things done, GTD girl. She's actually taken a job with Qatar Airways, so she is leaving us. And so we had a farewell party for her.
We had my birthday.
Oh, and we had your birthday.
And we had 4
That's
parties.
where it all started.
That's where it all went wrong.
The teddy bear.
Started going wrong with teddy bear.
Harrison and I bought him a big teddy bear, like as big as he is, and it ended up on the dance floor. Yeah.
Yeah, on the dance floor a few times, the teddy bear.
I took Sunday off, George. I took Sunday completely off, which I never do. I didn't answer any messages, any emails.
He didn't
no
even
Facebook,
answer
no.
us, the
No, I didn't even
bastard.
answer
We were down
Harris.
here
They
banging on
thought
his
I
door.
might have been dead or something.
We were banging on his door. We think he was banging on something else.
No. I was definitely sleeping. So I'm in much better form now. So that's good. And well, let's get down to it. What do we want to talk about? If I start with the flow, pardon me.
We've sold lots of flows too.
We have sold a load of flows, and we've got 17. Last Friday we had 17 in stock. We're actually going to put 16 on pallets and ship them to America for the next part of the season.
I got 3 to go out today.
Oh, you've got 3 to go. Well, let's go. Well, our production capacity is 5 a day. We've got 5 on the ocean now, another 12 going on the ocean, and then we're making 5 a day. So we're keeping up pretty good. But if you buy one now, and I've got one, Pierre is also, so that's 4 today. So anyway, flow is the go. And the one problem that we had with flow, there's a few little improvements we've done, by the way, because we're getting a little feedback from everybody. The handle, we put a soft foam handle on, and now we've found like a beautiful handle. It was worse than this. But we just didn't find a handle in time for production, so we just put a piece of foam on. No, I've taken it into the office. So we've got this really nice, manly, big, heavy grip one, and we've had it custom made. So it's being custom made right now. George Moore is here. So then we're going to send it out like we do with everything. We're going to send out the replacements to all the guys who own the flows, and then all new flows will be built with the improvements on it. So there's a big, heavy handle. We don't quite know how to get it on there, George. So the only thing is you'll get this handle in the mail, and you're going to go,
what the fuck am I going to do with this?
It's just like, we know it's going to be tight.
Why someone send me a big handle?
But you can't have a big hand. You can't have a handle on a thing and that slips. So you know, we don't know if we're going to use silicone grease or we're going to use something that dries detergent or something like that. So
Tom Jurek.
Tom Jurek is here. What am I? Beefy handle. Yeah, beefy handle. You're going back a long way right now, George, to beefy tires and beefy handles. So the other thing, So then the other one, the front of the flow is actually an aluminum strip, right?
Yes.
You know, folded down, so it's like about 1/8 of an inch wide aluminum, and it kind of rests. The front rests on that. And somebody said something that I misunderstood and came up with a great idea. So basically, is that when that's sitting on the Billy Haas here, good to see you, Billy. So when the flow is sitting on the concrete over time, we think that the front would wear and maybe become sharp, and then somebody one day would wheel it onto a timber deck and then scratch the deck, right? Yep. So what we did is we went and found some fantastic little rubber feet. If Harrison was here, I'd be able to show you on the screen behind me, but anyway. So we've got these little rubber feet that are going to be fitted underneath the...
Will do, Tom. I'll send them through to you soon, after the show.
Yeah, underneath the front. So now the front of the flow will actually have rubber feet, which are about 1.5 inches round, like they're really nice. So we're doing that. We're also devising a way for your flow that if you had it in a vehicle permanently or an alternative permanent position in the flow, and you might want to push the water from the RO through a bigger DI tank, like the quarter cubic foot. I want to read that too, but I'm not going to. Donald Trump Jr.
has just done something.
Has done something, or somebody said something about something.
Hillary. Tom Brenner's here.
And Philip Ferrara. That's good. So what's happening is that all the guys who have got flow are saying, you know, what about this, what about that, what about this, what about that. We're able to resolve and solve, and some of them we're just getting our own ideas. So you should be able to put a quarter cubic foot tank beside the flow, and eventually we'll build a little mount where the two lock together, you know, for convenience in the vehicle. But that'll save the little tank that if you're going to take it out of the vehicle, you know, you can just wheel it out. But if you're just sitting it in the vehicle for 3 out of 4 jobs, or you know, 1 week and then one day it gets out, then I think it's really clever to have a bigger DI tank. Once you've got that bigger DI tank, if you do go to clean to 5 or 6 stories, then you can just use DI only anyway, right?
Well, if you like Chris from Elite in Canada, they're installing all of their flows.
Yeah, they've got theirs mounted. They've actually bolted theirs into their vehicles. Yeah, and that's much closer to the design. The reason we don't focus on the tires is because I don't believe that you should be taking a filter system out of a vehicle. I have a big fights with Steve from JRC on that, because he loves the big beefy tires, right? So that's interesting. So, but the one, Michael Himmelleiter is here. Hello, sir. He's my favourite pressure washing guy. Yeah. And the one thing that we did, we found one intermittent faulty part, and it's a one-way valve, so we've sent out like 60 of those, one to everybody, just in the post. So
if you get a one-way valve in the post, guys, that's what it's for, just in case yours fails. They have been intermittently playing up.
I good. Michael Hindelard is really articulate and well-spoken, but he just wrote, I good.
I good. I done well.
I said, how are you?
I done well. This guy we used to work with, he was so proud of the fact that he worked hard and he put all of his girls, he had 3 girls, and he put them through private school. It was costing him 6,000 or 8,000 a term back then, and he was so proud of the fact that he was doing that. And anyway, we were at one of the girls' netball games one day, and we're all watching, and she comes running over, and she very, very happy. She says, Dad, I scored 2 goals. I done well, didn't I? And we just turned and looked at Squeak.
So there goes all that money.
We looked at Squeak and went, I done well, eh, Dad? I done well. Great investment.
I talk slower than I think too, Michael. Hey, Michael, do you want me to beam you in? You want to come in for a second? It'd be great to have you. I know you use BeLive. We use Facebook. Right now we use Facebook Native. We're actually changing later this week. Yeah, it's kind of like a native app. It's like the basic.
It's an original Facebook app.
I saw Joseph's here. That's good to have him. Jason Hatch.
Jason Hatch.
Okay, so we're going to beam Michael in. Now, before we beam Michael in, Michael is powerwash.com, right?
Yes.
He's the original pressure washer supply guy.
Yep.
Did you come with me? No, I was with Seth. So we went to see Michael maybe 2 or 3 months ago. 4 months ago. In March, maybe. So, Michael, I'll just finish this one thing about ROs, and then I'll come straight to you, okay? I'll beam you in, sir. All right, so the one thing that came up yesterday or the day before is somebody said, how do I backwash my RO? Right, and I just want to cover this one off. You cannot and you do not backwash ROs, right? You can flush an RO in the same direction of its normal flow. Hey, Dina's here. And so you flush an RO in the direction of flow, and what you're doing is basically just cleaning it out. ROs normally don't get turned on and off. Right, so you don't normally flush an RO because normally it's self-flushing on a continual basis. So if so there's 2 things. Why do we flush an RO is one question, and what do you backwash when people talk about backwashing ROs? When you are in a very, very high calcium area, you'll find that some of the RO systems, mostly of the ones from Ionics from the UK, have got a water softener built into the process of water filtration. And a water softener basically is very similar to a DI tank with resin that looks very similar to DI resin. And its job is to interchange calcium molecules, which is in the water, that's the white stuff, for sodium molecules, which makes the water softer. So what does softer water mean? Well, if you use soap and you've got calcium in the water, you'll see scum form on the top of the water.
It doesn't hurt?
No. So if you wash your hands with soap and you've got calcium in the water, like huge amounts of calcium, and then you'll see the scum. That scum is calcium, I think it's calcium chlorate or something like that. Somebody could look up the formula for soap scum. If you have soft water and you wash your hands, even if the TDS is high, then you won't see soap scum. So they put, basically this tank is supercharged with sodium molecules, and when the water comes through the tank, the calcium jumps onto the resin beads and releases the sodium. So the TDS doesn't change, the total dissolved solids in the water doesn't change, but it's the molecule that's in the water that changes. Instead of being calcium, then it becomes sodium. Now, why does that matter to you? Well, because calcium sticks together and scales, right? So you remember the bottom of the jug, it goes white. Hey Todd, good to see you here. So the bottom of the jug goes white, or you put it in your iron and it spits out white hard stuff.
Yeah, white lumpy shit all over your new shirt.
That's it. That doesn't sound like your iron, Johnny. That just sounds like your first thing in the morning.
Yeah, she's wearing a shirt.
Nice. So
that's the white stuff.
So that's the white stuff. And that's also the white stuff that appears on the window. So why do we flush an RO? So you can. So in order to recharge a water softener, you back flush it or you backwash it with salt water, right? So you actually push the water in reverse through, and then that recharges a water softener. So water softeners you backflush, and some reverse osmosis systems have a water softener. But the reverse osmosis membranes, like we took apart, if you've never seen a reverse osmosis membrane, you look back maybe 5 or 6 episodes of This Is It, and we took one apart. Now, so you don't backwash. Now, why do you flush an RO? Here's the last part of it. Why do you flush an RO? You flush an RO because we use an RO on a stop-start basis. Most ROs are left continually running for desalination of salt water, for purification of drinking water, potable water through your Coca-Cola factories and all that sort of thing, or in mines or whatever. So they're continually flushing. But when we're window cleaners, we stop, start, stop, start. And so if you think about it, if this is the wall of the membrane, all this pressure is here, trying to squeeze little water molecules through.
And then it's getting calcium and stuff stuck there.
And then while it's there, all of the minerals are being pushed against and rejected. So they're all, in this microfilm against the membrane, right? And building up the concentration, building up. But they'd normally just be continually flushing so they don't actually build up so much. But there is a buildup. So what happens is that if we turn the machine off and we leave the water in there, all of these molecules are up against the wall of the membrane. And so they can start, if they were left alone for long enough, they'll start to bond ionically and scale or whatever. And so that ultimately will reduce the performance of the reverse osmosis membrane. So that's why we open an RO flush valve at the end of every job, or at least at the end of every day, and just equalize the RO. You're not letting the water go through to pure, you're only flushing the RO side, like the wastewater side.
Tom Jurek wants to know, what about the water with the high iron content from a well?
Same. You just flush. Like just at the end of the job, flush. You wouldn't flush it with the well water with a high iron. You'd wait until you get to your next job, and then after that you'd flush it. But you're basically equalizing what's going on inside the RO. You can flush it with DI water or leave DI water in it, or the other way you can do it is flush it briefly and drain it. Because if you drain it, again, the minerals are not going to sort of be there in solution. They're going to come out with it. So how's that? That's your in-depth, RO. You do not backflush an RO. If you actually do backflush an RO, you'll destroy it. It'll immediately go from 95% or 98% rejection to 60% rejection. So that's how you know
it's doomed.
You screwed it.
Buggered.
Completely. All right, let's get Michael Hinderleiter in here. Michael, if you just do me a favor and just go okay one more time, I'll be able to tap that in. Michael Hinderleiter and I go back a long, long way. Maybe from IWCA in, I don't know, maybe we sat down in 2013 and became friends.
He's right.
And I have got this guy in my highest regard. If you want... Oh, that does not let me invite you.
No, they can do it. Do you do it that way or the other way?
Yeah, that's how you invite. Oh. Why can't I invite you? Are you on your smartphone? There he is. Can't invite this guest. Sorry, Michael can't join a live video. You must be on a device that does not recognize. It's not because he's in Texas. You got to be on your smartphone, I think. I'm guessing that you're not on your smartphone.
Because it doesn't work off an iPad.
Yeah, Larry, there's no point in flushing through RO. Yeah. Facebook native live is only on smartphones and...
Android it was on?
And Android, yeah. It's not on iPads
either. Not on iPad either.
Damn. So we'll have to type to each other. But when you do get your smartphone back up and running, then what you do is you go to settings, privacy, microphone and camera, and allow Facebook in both of those. And if you do that, then you'll be able to come into the native, the native app. Not in iPhone. Okay, I understand.
Yes. He might have had one of those Samsungs that got a bit hot.
Maybe. But David Kaznako is here. I don't know how to say that. It looks like a Hawaiian name.
It does. It does.
Yeah. But it could be from anywhere in the world, actually. So, hey dude, how are you? Jason Hatch has a dumb phone, and he got in. Yeah, that's
Jason
right. Yeah, but anybody on a
phone.
PC, it just doesn't work.
PC or laptop or iPad doesn't work.
Kaznuka. Oh, Todd Ford knows him. Somebody, Todd, put up the phonetics as to how to say this fine surname of David's. Yeah. All right, now that's kind of ruined everything. Now I got to bring somebody else in who can talk. Yeah. iPhone will work. But we don't have dial-in from telephones, right? We don't have that yet. We will have that next week sometime. So we've got a new platform. It's not the BeLive platform, a new one that we're looking at, and it'll have 9 inputs. So then we'll be able to go have all sorts of things happening all the time. It's going to be pretty amazing. It's going to take a bit of getting used to because I'm not as savvy as the young ones, but I'm committed to it because it makes the show very interesting. And we've got this huge 65-inch TV behind us, which our producer is meant to be running images on, which are synchronizing with the stories that we're talking about. But we've gone back.
He might be sleeping.
We've gone back about a month in technology. Okay, he's on the phone now. Let's have a look. Yes, invite. Super wise. And gentle. And he's got like a huge group, like 5,000 members in pressure washing, on Facebook.
Awesome. There he is.
There we do it.
There you are, sir.
There we go. That's
it goes
different.
Good.
Yeah.
Here, I'll have to, sorry, Johnny. Johnny's gonna do a bit of customer service while I'm chatting to you.
Yeah.
You're
okay.
still in your office at this hour?
I'm still in my office. Hey, you know what? I just did a BeLive. I just finished up.
Did you?
Yeah, Power Wash Communities Meet the Sponsor. The one I did. Oh, sorry, I covered the camera. I'm trying to figure out if I got something to hold this thing up, so I'm not struggling here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd show you what I'm holding mine up with, but I'm using it right now. Hang on, I can do it. Hang on, I'll show you. This is what I've got.
Oh, there you go.
It's a selfie. It's actually a selfie stick.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But it's got a tripod on the bottom of it. You see?
Uh-huh. Yep.
And that's so we've got we're going to be able to run three iPhones and a DSLR. Inbound phone calls and inbound Skype. Whew, it's going to be good.
Right.
I think
all in one broadcast? Let me see. My signal's kind of weak.
Yeah, no, it's mine. It's mine.
Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah, I remember we
Yeah.
had that was happening to us when I was did that interview with you last time.
Right. Yeah, sometimes it bombs out and sometimes it's fantastic. So we're going to run, in the future, we're going to be able to run 3 cameras, inbound Skype calls, inbound phone calls, straight to web, so we can look up something that's on the web and play it into the feed. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I don't know what it's called, but it's going to be pretty cool.
So you've got a piece of technology that'll do that?
Yeah, well, I haven't got it yet. Harrison's told me we're getting it. So I'm all excited.
Well, that's
pretty signal to arrive.
Yeah. I should have a Reach It stand out of a Reach It pole. Yeah, that's what it is.
There we go. All right.
That's good. There you go. Look, you look handsome. Handsome as handsome, man.
There we go. Right?
Yeah. I kicked him out of the house. Don't let him lie. Josh Minks just suggested you've been kicked out of the house.
So you're gonna have 3 cameras going. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll have the ability to run 3. I don't think we'll run 3 every time, but we'll have the ability to run 3 cameras, switch to camera, Skype, and live feed. We've got to boost our internet speed so that we can do it all. But
That's good.
It'll be but see, we're going to go Monday, Tuesday. We're probably going to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and maybe Saturday, like 5 days a week, because we just want to force ourselves to get this show like really, really dynamic. And the only way you can do stuff is with experience, right? Yeah. You can't do it if you only do it, in my opinion. And I mean, we follow Gary Vaynerchuk, and he said the same to musicians. Like, if you want to put yourself under pressure, you just got to put yourself under pressure and just keep under the pump until your creativity pops. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did. I just started doing these things and came up with that idea for the Power Wash Community Group and just started interviewing the sponsors to benefit the group.
Yeah.
And, so it just that's how I started out, and it's got tremendous feedback. The people are loving it, and so it's.
And
it's
you've
turned out
got
great.
you got a fantastic following. Like your following is way bigger than our following.
You think so?
Oh, we're just
I mean,
a couple
I'm
of
not saying
hicks,
that
man.
sarcastically, I'm being serious.
We're just no, seriously. I watch your numbers when you go on. Like you get some good numbers.
Yeah.
But you've been, yeah. So we get about 400 within 2 hours viewing, and then 1,000 within the week, kind of thing, or within 5 days or 4 days. They'll tip over the 1,000, but I think you get up to 2,000 within a day, I think.
Yeah, that. It depends. Friends, and it never goes too far, but no, we get it. It really depends on who you're interviewing too. You've got to have some good, good content.
They got to be fun.
It needs to be good content.
It's got to be interesting.
And I don't know if I'm cutting out there. It looks like I am on a computer, but
it's all right. We can still hear you.
Okay. I wasn't sure. So you got to have good content, and I try to follow a good format so it's people know. Try to do some type of a giveaway or something. You don't have to do giveaways, but it's got to be beneficial to whoever. And it's not about me. It's never about. It can't be about me. It's got to be about whoever the viewer.
Can't
it's
be
got to be
about
about them. And
yeah.
And because and I see some guys out there that try to do some things, and it's they really need to rechange their focus a little bit, because if you want this to be
it's a brand new
focus on
it's a brand new media, right? Yeah, and it's entertainment, and it's shock. I mean, and we run a completely chaotic system. We don't even know what we're going to talk about each day, except basically we look at what did people ask us in customer service channels. That's a good topic, right? Yeah. And then we look for somebody who's online who wants to join us, but it's never, and we're not looking for celebrities per se, like you're a celebrity, but I saw you and I thought, I'd love to have a chat with you because you're my buddy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And then,
you say that, but I always consider myself modest. I'm just another guy out there who's trudged through there and bulled my way through and made a good business out of it. And, I never take anything for granted. So.
You've been through the mill, man.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you got a story to tell. Okay. So what's the most stressful, like take away your personal life things, because there's all sorts of things which can really blow us out personally, but your most stressful experience in business, and how did you hold yourself together through it?
That's actually an easy question, because I'll never forget. It's probably the toughest 2 years of my life. In 95, I went to a kitchen exhaust cleaning school. Was put on in Chicago by a gentleman named Daryl Mirza. And after I got through that school, I had a very naive thought process that I could build the kitchen exhaust cleaning company the same way I did my truck washing company. And that is, I'll go out, I'll do the work, and I'll train some people, and then they'll come in. But truck washing during the day, kitchen exhaust at night. When was I going to wreck? And I don't know what ever made me think that I could I didn't think through the process of having the guys working during the day without my monitoring them. And that didn't work. So in 96, I ended up buying out a competitor, and I paid a little more than I should, because I really needed the business to grow and get to where I would have full-time staff. And so I bought that business in $55,000, and I was only running 2 trucks for truck washing during the time. So this put me. They had 2 trucks, and they didn't have enough business for 2 trucks. They had enough business for 1. I drug tested the employees and fired them all in 30 days because none of them could pass the drug test.
None of them passed the drug test.
I was going to say, how many did you have?
Ouch.
I borrowed the $55,000 from my grandfather, who I was extremely close to. And
Yes.
it took me 2 years. Well, no, I was on a 2-year note with him, but it took me 2 years before I finally found an employee that I could rely on to work and run that one truck. So I was
No way.
I learned so much about managing people, managing staff, and not putting up with it. And I'm surprised I didn't end up in the hospital with an ulcer. It was a very stressful
Hell
time.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
so that's
And you've still got hair,
story.
man. That's pretty impressive. I mean, is that implant or is that real?
Hey, it's as real as yours, man. Come on.
Yeah, mine's real, buddy. Mine's real.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can't do the beard or the mustache, and
Look
I
at it.
tried it once.
It's just
and
fine, isn't it?
I tell you what, I look back at those pictures where I was trying to grow it, and oh my gosh, I just want to burn them all. I look horrible.
You got to have some character in it. You got to cut it like really unusually or something like that, so it doesn't look like everybody else.
Unfortunately, some of those are on Facebook. So.
Yeah, that's it. So that's good. All right. Well, let's. So where do people find your channel? Like, are you running on a Facebook native channel, or do people have to come across to that Power Wash community group of yours?
Well, yeah, I'm on. Power Wash Community Group is where we have the I broadcast from right now. It's a page, so if you follow the page,
right,
it's going to come across from there. The events and things that we do for community group. So you have to join the group if you want to be part of the weekly photo contest, work with other power washers in the industry. That's a place to do it. The page is completely separate. We'll be doing some stuff in the future for the business side for like powerwash.com and Power Wash University. I'll start to do some stuff with that in the future. Roll out later. Right now I'm just all about Power Wash community.
Okay, so I had a little bit of breakdown in signal while you were saying that. Can you add that in text
To the group?
when you've retired from this fine conversation?
Yeah, I can. To the group, where to find the group and stuff.
Yeah, just say how to find Michael Hinterleiter, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody, in my opinion, it's like what's happening is that and I've got an influenced opinion, by some of the guys who are running the industry, not our industry, the media industry. And what's happening is that we're all, able to entertain and educate, together. So we should promote each other's channels, because that means that people get more used to using and listening to each other. And then, one night they'll listen to, this dude, and another night they'll listen to you, and another night they'll listen to me. That's all perfectly fine, because in total, we're all going to add value.
Yeah, definitely right. I mean, just as soon as I finished up my interview that I did, and by the way, you were the first interview I did for Power Wash Community. And
I think I know that.
Yeah, and we'll have to do it again because I did it inside the group, so it couldn't share.
Yes.
To all of
yes, I remember that.
Facebook.
Okay, let's do it again.
And that was new, so I wasn't really sure how to do it then. So we'll end up doing that with you again. It'll be in a few. I think I'll go through the cycle of all the sponsors, and then once I do that, I'll hit you up again, and we'll do it.
Yeah, I'll come back up again. I think I'm on twice a year sponsoring you guys, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
So it'd be great. I honestly, I wish that would have been out there, because that was like I was cutting my teeth, man. I didn't know what I was doing.
You done good, man. You done good.
If you actually get inside the group, man, and do a search. I'm sure if you do a search for Perry Tate, it'll be the easiest way to find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll get that up later. I'll get that posted and stuff. But it's good stuff, man. Yeah, definitely.
Good. And then we should, we should touch base. I mean, what I'd like to do is say, let's touch base, once a week or once a fortnight, and then you just run a little, session about some topic that's relevant to, I suppose that most of our followers in the early days are going to be, pressure washers, window cleaners over pressure washers. But ultimately, there's a lot of cross-pollination going on and a lot of merging of the two industries, I think, happening right now, where pressure washers are becoming, more, well, I mean, we think from a Reach It point of view, because we've introduced tools that deliver an efficiency in window cleaning that allow an hourly rate that's much closer to what a pressure washer is used to earning. And I think what kept the two industries apart for a long time is that window cleaners couldn't get themselves much over 100, 150 an hour. Pressure washers didn't want to earn much less than $250, $300 an hour. And that kind of kept the two industries apart, right? Yeah. So now we've got window cleaning tools that'll deliver $250, $300 an hour. Not on every job, but they'll definitely deliver that regularly. So now we're starting to be able to deliver a window cleaning that pressure washers are going to say, hey, if I buy that gear, can I make the same money? Yes, you can, sir. Bada bing, bada boom. And they don't have to go and sell themselves as window cleaners. They just add on spot-free windows after they've done their pressure washing. They're going to make their $200, $300 an hour.
How much was it that guy made an hour yesterday, he was telling you?
Oh, there was a dude did $250 in 20 minutes with our gear. That's much closer to pressure washer money.
Yeah.
Not quite there, but close.
Well, but we've got stories like that, and we're unique. I mean, people don't get it how unique Reach It is as far as delivering efficiency, because everybody thinks it's a pole, and therefore it's a 25-foot pole or a 40-foot pole, and I can go and buy another 25-foot pole cheaper or a 40-foot pole cheaper. But they don't get that everything about what we're doing is not about whether you can reach a high window. You can do that with a bit of bamboo if you wanted to. It's about, how do we get you a higher hourly rate? Like, we look at everything that you do and give you an improvement on it, and we aren't finished yet.
Right.
Still got more to do.
Yeah.
But you guys came across your industry, for example, your industry had the surface cleaner. Like, everybody used to clean the pavement with a wand, right?
Right.
And the surface cleaner came along.
Yep.
Right? And Constructor, ProBrush.
20 years ago.
20 years ago. But it changed the industry. By the way, the jackhammer, most people don't realize the jackhammer is an amazing innovation. People used to use a crowbar.
Oh my gosh.
They come, like,
that's
really. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then now you guys have got the jets, where you see these guys with the 4 jets in a row so they can switch their jets and shoot water 50 feet in the air and stuff like that. There's innovation going on in pressure washing, which is making it, like a highly profitable and worth investing in good quality gear,
Right. Well, and to me, it's always been, I want reliable products. I want products that last. And if I have to spend a little more for it, it's worth it to me to get a better product, because I don't have downtime with my guys, one, and two, a lot of people they transition from a job to owning a business. That happens a lot in both industries. And they lose sight of what it takes to run a business, which is nothing like what you make per hour at all.
Yes, nothing.
It doesn't translate at all. So they go out and I see the Facebook, it's ridiculous. I see Facebook posts, my husband, or I'll come clean your house for $15 an hour or $20 an hour. You are actually paying to go do cleaning for somebody if you do that. That's ludicrous. I mean, I hate to say it, it's just not smart at all. It's you don't understand, and you need to get educated, because you can't do like that. And I kind of ran off a little bit, but what I was trying to say is, good equipment's worth it, because when you break down and you leave a job site and then you go home and then you have to come back, that is an employee mentality, and a business owner's mentality. Sorry.
Good.
Is it staying? Okay, there we go.
Yep, we're good.
Desk. I'm getting to in.
Talking with your hands. You must have a bit of Italian in you, do you?
Yeah. And that's what I want to do to this thought.
That's right.
Listen to me. No, but that's part of the education too, and I can run off forever. But anyway, leaving a job site and coming back, you can't make any money. You got to be there. You got to finish. You got to do whatever it takes to get done. Back up supplies, back up tools, whatever it takes to get through that job to make you money and get on to the next one. It's all about time. Don't forget how valuable time is. It's time, time, time. whatever tools it makes, whatever tools it takes to be efficient and profitable and to get your time, do it. It will pay for it.
That's business. Is like
Yes.
time. Time is money is what they say, but it's like it's a crazy dimension that people don't get because it's so easy to let that roll off your tongue.
Yeah.
But that's also why we explain to guys that with our pure DI, with our DI tanks, we always say to get 2 DI tanks. And a lot of guys go, oh, why? One will do. And I just say to them, well, look, what's going to happen when your guys are on a job and the resin tank fails? They're going to hop back in the truck. They're going to drive for an hour back to the base. They're going to get some more resin, drive for an hour back, set up and go again. Where if you've got a spare one, they just keep going. If they're running in sequence, you're not going to have the issue. And there's no downtime.
Talking the same language.
He's frozen.
Are you frozen, Michael? Did we shock you?
No, I was listening. But he froze, and I was like, okay, is it working? Did it stop, or what happened there?
We all froze.
Thought you'd either had that or had an aneurysm or something.
Yeah. Call the ambulance.
That's great. Yeah, so what I see a lot is that guys focus on the cost of the goods, and I always say the most expensive part of any mobile service, whether it's window cleaning or pressure washing or whatever, is the operator. Like it's the operator.
Oh,
He's
yes,
the guy who's costing you. So you go to save $1,000 on a pressure washing unit or $200 on a water fed pole, and it's just ridiculous focus because you could make that back in the same day that you start with it if you've bought the best gear.
Well, and we run into, well, you know, I just started power wash. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Let me say first, it's your labor. Your labor is, and it's, so you want to save time on your labor, and your gear will pay for itself in such a short period of time, and save you so much headaches and man.
Sorry.
Always buy better. You did all that come through?
Good.
Yeah.
I think it all came through, but I actually flicked a screen and ended up somewhere else on my phone. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's like if you're going to go car racing, you don't go and buy a NASCAR to go and race Formula One with. You go and buy a Formula One car to race Formula One. You don't go and say, oh, but my NASCAR's a car; it can do the race.
Yeah.
You're going to buy the tool that's going to be the best for that job you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Johnny loves cars.
No
Everything, every story comes back to a car analogy. It's great, but every guy can understand them, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Like every bloke knows about cars.
Yeah.
All right, that's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
So let's make this a little bit regular. Like, you know, just pop in and we'll have some thoughts of the day. Like especially the cross pollination. I think a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of experience, and then a little bit of you know, just a little bit of education about, you know, pressure washing so that the cross pollination can take place. And we'll say a little bit about window cleaning, you know, and then we get the understandings as to how the two can work together.
Yeah, well, friend me, because obviously I'm seeing friends that are joining this that don't ever join my power wash community stuff. So, and they're on the friends. But
I mean, you know,
it is different. BeLive works different than the Facebook thing because I'm seeing that already by the stuff that scrolls up here.
Right.
BeLive has some definite benefits to it, but it's a different platform, so it works a little different. So it obviously it helps.
So you don't get to see the same live comments scrolling.
He sees it differently, and he can choose which ones come up and all sorts of things. It's,
right.
I mean, I think we're all going to play
it,
with
so
all of them. Like, this is native. This is actually native. Like, yes,
I'm the guest.
Yes, but I mean, I'm not manipulating. My hands are here. I'm not doing anything. I'm not choosing anything. This is just the native Facebook app. So to really make it a complex system, you need a producer sitting beside and behind you.
Yeah, right. And I've thought about doing that as well. But so like with BeLive,
by the way,
we can see a lot.
He's not looking the best.
I'm not the best.
There he is.
He's been on a 4-day binge. Look at that. He is messed up. The
I can throw out a quick question.
Oh yeah, go.
About laws concerning pressure washing in California. You know, California is probably one of the place. Best thing I can say for you is general rule of thumb. Again, this is general rule of thumb. Don't let water exit the property. Get it back to sanitary sewer. And how you do that and what it's going to take to make that happen is going to vary from area to area. Those requirements are going to change all across the country, and there's numerous different reasons for that. And this is too short of a broadcast to even get into it.
But a good maybe it's a topic we could cover, because it's kind of questions like that which I think are fascinating, that window cleaners who go to buy a pressure washer don't even know that there's legislation or conditions that they should be either morally, in principle meeting or legally meeting. Sometimes some states are ahead of the other states on a legalization of something, but still the other people should take up that sort of momentum as a moral position, and be able to broadcast it to their customers. Hey, we do this, the proper way, and start educating the customer before the law catches up.
Yeah. And Jorge George, as most people know him, is asking, does it vary by federal supersedes the state, then you get county or city? I'm not real sure which order it goes in, but just remember that as you go down, it has to be as good, it has to be as strict or stricter than what's above. And federal is superior, so you can't have a city put in an ordinance that says this is less regulatory than the federal. But usually what's happening now is that the federal is giving it to the states, and the states are self-regulating, and then the states do things. And you need to find out in your own area. That's really the best I can say. And I can give you some ideas and some thoughts, and we're actually going to trying to do more on this educational side of things, because I keep getting asked questions on it. So we'll probably start doing more in the future.
Yeah, and one of the things which I started doing, like, for example, people want to understand their local water, and so I would say this: you Google, the name of your town, water quality report, and then .gov or something like that as your Google search, and that'll bring up whether you've got a local water, usually the county or something has got a water quality report that people don't know exists, and they can actually see what it's produced for the population to understand what they're drinking. But it's actually a lot of data that is interesting, to study water. So sometimes it's about just giving people the clue as to, how to find it, what to search for, and then push them out with that that's the universal data, is how to find the answer, not what is the answer.
Yeah, no, I would completely agree with that. And when this hit our industry, it started getting more aggressive back in 92 to 95, back in that range. And it had to do with federal regulations and stuff. And my dad was very instrumental in helping a lot of contractors in the industry, and worked with municipalities and stuff. And the reason that came about, contractors fit to the municipality or the state or the EPA and putting themselves on the radar for regulation. And because my dad was he could go help them develop the plans and the guidelines and come up with a system that would work for contractors that would get voluntary compliance. And there were areas in the country that went completely the opposite direction. They just came down with a hard hammer and they wanted to fine everybody, and that's not the way to go. You want to have you want to work with them and tell them these are our tools that we can use. So if we use these tools, you're going to find more compliance, and you're going to get more contractors to comply if they can use these tools, instead of just banning and saying they can't do it, because then you kind of force the industry to become underground to working after hours and at night, which we already do anyway. So
yeah,
you're going to get more of it, and you're going to get more hidden, and it's going to be harder for them to enforce. So that becomes the selling tool to work with the municipalities and states and EPA to to work with our industry, because it can be done. And we're so far now.
Nice.
There's so many tools and so many ways to do it that are extremely economical. I mean, for years I didn't even raise my prices, and I was still offering environmental service, doing exactly what I was doing, and I didn't even have to raise my price because it became a cost of business. You can't do that now. I mean, we're so far past that now, but prices have changed and the economy's gotten where it is. But it's definitely a service, and depending on what you're doing, there's different power washing services that it's going to apply to stronger than it will others as well. So, like I said, I could go on about this topic for a long time.
Come on, Facebook.
Yeah.
Are you on the? Stay off it if you can.
I finished my interview almost an hour ago, and I told my wife I'd be home at 8:30, and it's 8:50 now. So,
Ayo. She's probably watching. She's one of my friends as well. Like, I know she doesn't sign in on your show, but
it's that Perry Tate. It's the Perry Tate. It's Logan.
Perry Tate. All I hear about is Perry Tate.
You give a shout out to the wife, Michael.
Yeah, Perry Logan Tate.
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Better let you go then. You go home and look after her, and we will when we see you in here, we'll see if we can invite you in and say hi again. But certainly you must be on. What's today? Tuesday.
No,
Monday. This is Monday,
yes,
our time. You're Sunday night, right?
Yeah, Monday night here.
It's Tuesday, not Monday.
Oh, yeah, you're Monday night. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's good. Maybe
that bunch of roses on the way home.
Yeah.
Sounds good, guys. Take care. Thanks for having me on.
Okay. Thanks, Michael.
See you, Michael.
Cheers, buddy. Awesome.
Yeah.
He is quite the man,
He's
Michael Inderlighter. Just so rich. His father, not rich as in rich with money, rich in experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are you, Johnny? What happened to you? There you are.
There, you're over here.
So, so his dad is Robert Hinderlighter, and he's like a statesman of the industry and been very influential in the development of the industry from the beginning. And then he took over his dad's business and then has grown it, in other dimensions. Like he took on the kitchen stuff. Like they had a big truck washing business and the pressure washing, and then they sort of, anyway, politically they've been involved very much in the industry, in the mobile contractor industry, for decades. Yeah. So and he's such a super dude. Like he calls himself modest, but he really is modest and comes across modest, and he really does. Like we often swap notes just talking about how to stay customer focused and what we're trying to do with our businesses, and he's like very much synchronistic, easy to talk to, synchronistic, directed in the same direction. And then he takes a hit, like a full-on punch to the chin, and he says, I just take it
Just
and
keep going.
I don't complain about it or anything like that. It just is what it is. When I remember what he said last time to me, he said, what I've found in life is that when one door closes, another one opens.
Exactly.
And now that he feels the door closing, and he just gets straight into the open door, All right. What else do we want to talk about tonight?
Who else is there? What else have we been asked while we've been away?
I am saturated with his great wisdom. What are the laws in California? Okay, that chap Merritt's here. George is here. No, your OSHA laws.
Ken Taylor's here.
Ken Taylor, good to see you, buddy.
You should get Ken in for it.
I'll get Ken in next time, I think. What's the time now?
We are 5 to 10.
5 to 10 is close enough to doing a wind-up. I think we could say that.
We could
So
say
anything
that.
else? I think we covered the reverse osmosis. We wanted to do that.
Yes.
We've still got
Few brush mounts.
yeah, we've given over 200 away, but I've got 500 I set aside for this free keeper. This is called a keeper. like you screw it onto the wall of your van or your shop, the yellow bit. Yeah, you're not going the other bit away. And basically, it works like this, that you can have your brush. Yeah, that's a beautiful brush. That's the fastest brush in the world. Like, no matter what you're hitting, that is bronze wool right there, and that will take off any concretion that's not water soluble. And then when basically you want to place for everything and everything in its place, you want to take the brush off the pole and you want to put it in your vehicle, then you'll be able to put it into the keeper, lock it down. But you could also have these in your store, right, in the shop.
Yeah.
Right, so if you've got, like, because some guys, like constructor brush is made of aluminum. That's an aluminum channel with end caps on it. So some guys are actually cutting the aluminum channel to the width of the window.
Yeah.
So they've got, when they talk about,
6 brushes.
yeah, they've got their local hospital. They've got the hospital they use, the brush they use on the hospital, like that. So yeah, come on into store.futureofcleaning.com. I think the code is still July 4 free keeper. Yep, July 4 free keeper. We'll make it free keeper right now. Free. There'll be a new code, free keeper. This is called the keeper because it keeps your brushes safe. Yep. All right.
I think that was it.
That could be. This was it. So.
It's good night from him.
And it's good night from me.
Ken Taylor's way faster.
Way faster.
Thanks to Constructor.
Yes, he's really enjoying it, actually. Really enjoying it. There's some guys doing super speeds.
Oh, they sure are. They sure are.
Crazy, crazy money. See you, gents. See you
guys
tomorrow.